Three, two, one.
What's up, family? Welcome to another episode of Rappers in My Backyard, the podcast that stays lit. We rap about relationships, music, and entertainment. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope that you had a great week and was able to make sense out of all the things we got going on right now. Today, we are going to chill and grill, and we're going to talk about getting put on, recognition in hip hop. And also, we're going to throw on the grill mental health. We need to talk about what's going on, especially since we're on lockdown. And today's guest is going to shine some light on what the young people feel about being on lockdown. So we're going to be rapping about that. And you know that I love starting every episode off with a quote that lays the groundwork for a provocative conversation. So here's the quote. Attract what you expect. Reflect what you desire. Become what you respect. Mirror what you admire. And that comes from Pinterest.com. And that sets us up nicely to have a great conversation with our special guest today. So let's talk, express, relate, connect with our special guest. Nevamind is in the backyard. What's up, family?
Hello.
What's up with you?
I'm doing good.
You doing good?
Yes.
That's good. That's good. So glad to have you today, Nevamind. We're about to hit some topics and just shoot off right with the questions. What you been up to?
I've been up to a lot. Just making music, getting better at music. I got a tape coming soon with my fellow artist DMA. So it's just been a lot of learning and progressing in this craft, in this music industry, in this business. From mixing my own music to how promote myself and my music and algorithms, social media, Spotify, and all that stuff. So yes, it's been a lot of learning and building these past few couple months.
Right. You've been building. You've been throwing them out. Really working hard and trying to stay focused. So I want to ask you, because we chilling and grilling, and I know you are doing your thing out there, trying to create your craft and being very focused at it. So what made you decide to become an artist?
Music has always been a thing since, I'll say, late elementary school, actually. I really had no control over what I listened to when I was younger, riding in the car or whatever. So it was really a lot of R&B, 90s, early 2000s, stuff like that. Little sprinkles of rap here, Drake and Lil Wayne and stuff like that. That was pretty much it. But I've always been doing music, so to say. So it's like, I don't know, it's always been a part of me, I guess.
So is there anybody in your family that does music, or did you start singing at your church, on the block? What inspired you to say, you know what, I'm an artist and I'm going to take this to the next level?
I think when I made my first song, when I figured out like how to record and made my first song, my first couple of songs were diss tracks to a couple of friends, but I liked it.
Okay.
After, I just kept on getting better at it and kept on doing it. I stopped the diss track stuff and, I got into other subjects and other things and just, kept on learning. So I think, when I finally got the, knowledge to record and things to record an actual song, that's when I think I fell in love with it. When I could make, songs like Drake, who was my favorite artist back then, songs like Lil Wayne and all these other good artists. So I think that's really when I started to say I really want to become a musician. I really want to become an artist.
Right. So where do you get your beats from? Do you have a producer? Do you buy your beats off the internet?
Yeah, I usually get them from YouTube, but I'm like, a lot of producers are hitting me up, and I'm starting to use their beats too. So I'm really connecting and networking with other good producers and stuff like that. there's a lot of slept on producers around here. You know what I'm saying? It's coming in. It's coming in.
It's coming in. So what producer are you working with currently?
N6, let me see, Alex Erday,
Okay.
Ivory, and just a lot of those guys. K-Ron, who's a YouTube producer. Just a lot of those, you know, producers that I really like, and they fit my style, what I want to do with my music.
Right, right. So you said early on, prior to you now getting some hits from some different producers that want to send you beats and stuff, were you just, when you said you were getting your beats off YouTube, what do you mean, buying beats? And then you talk to me a little bit about buying beats.
Sometimes I buy them, sometimes I just take them. I was a kid, so I didn't know how to like go to the store and actually buy it online. So I just take it off YouTube, make a song with it. I wasn't making any money with it, so it was fine. But now I'm starting to grow up and actually starting to make a little bit of money off of it. I need to start buying my beats, so I own the rights.
Right, right. Because that's the thing, when you buy the beats, or either you shotgunning beats, or robbing and stealing for beats, which rap is, we take little pieces of different songs and stuff like that motivate us. So again, it's going to be better for you to go ahead and have a producer and start having ownership of your beats, because if they blow up, then you going backwards trying to go back to the beat maker or whatever place you got it from and try to negotiate. That's not a good standpoint to be in. Yeah, definitely. So you said earlier, you had mentioned that you really like Drake. In order for you to be great, Nevamind, you have to study the great. So how are you studying previous artists that came before you? Like, who you got that you're listening to now that you're motivated by?
I was really inspired by Speaker Knockers, who's a really popular SC artist. He passed away.
Okay.
Rest in peace. But he was really ahead of his time with the sound of this day and age of back then. He was really ahead of his time. So that's one part of history I'm really studying like that. And there's a lot of like rap groups like Wu-Tang Clan and all these other guys. So I think taking all that and like putting the bits and pieces into what I want to create is really helping me come forward as the artist. But
right.
Like Tupac and all that, I'm not really getting into all that stuff. It's like just the music itself,
Right. Not the lyrics, because that you got to bring your own voice to the music.
Yeah.
So right. So that's a cool thing to do. So I mean, you're 17 years old, man, and you already putting all of this together. So how do you want to represent yourself in your music?
Anything's possible. When I started music, I was bad. It was really bad. And us being kids being kids, I got called out on it and stuff like that. I got roasted about it and stuff like that. But I don't know. I didn't let that stop me. You know what I'm saying? Even with a couple of those bad songs, I did a couple of shows, so it was like that motivated me to keep on going. So not so much in the lyrics, but you can do anything you put your mind to. Like I never thought I'd make the music I hear, the music I'm making now. Back then, I would never guess that my music would be that good. So, and I'm just gonna keep on working and getting better at it. So yeah, anything's possible. Anything's possible.
Yeah. So as you get older and you start witnessing more and more things, of course, your lyrics will change because your experiences will be different. And like I said, in hip hop, we always try to paint a picture for other people that don't know about what areas we live in. Like you rep in South Carolina, right? So that's what I mean. What happens in your hood is what you're going to be bringing through your music. So that's a good thing. You know what I mean? What part of South Carolina are you in? Like in what city?
I'm in Columbia, but I was born in Florence.
Okay. And how is it in Columbia?
Columbia,
South Carolina.
It's kind of like, it's city-like, but, you know, you got some country parts. It's kind of half and half, if you ask me. Perfect little blend. But yeah, it's not too fast moving. It's really boring, to be honest. But yeah, you know, yes, it is what it is. It's a perfect blend of, you know, the farm life. You got farm life in Spartanburg and Sumter. You come to Columbia and Irmo and stuff like that. You got more of the city stuff and, you know, the malls and things like that. So it's not that bad. But once you live here for a good 17 years, it gets kind of boring. So
yeah, so you ready to create and be able to move outward and be able to travel and get out there and do your music and stuff. So what inspires you out there in South Carolina, especially since you said it's kind of boring? You don't look like a farmer. So, I mean, what do you do during the day since you said it's just so chill?
I'm really much of a homebody.
Okay.
When I make a song, I just make how I feel. It's not really too much about my city or where I'm from, but it's just what I make is what I feel at the moment. So I just make what I feel.
Right. So basically you create a way to escape in your four walls with using your imagination to view other things and to do other things. Yeah. You know, but it looks like boring is the new normal because, you know what I mean? Where else are we going to go? You know, we got to create that picture in our head in order to be able to make our thoughts and things like that come alive, you know? And I think that sets us up nicely to go to the grill and talk about mental health. Don't you? Nevamind?
Yes.
Let's go to the grill. Let's go to the grill. Flames everywhere. So I want to talk to you, especially by you being 17, man. You know, mental health is a huge thing that a lot of people don't talk about, that a lot of people are teased about, and a lot of people are misunderstood about, you know, because our mind can lead us down paths that we never thought possible. So the health of our mental capabilities, especially with what we're going through right now, has really, in my opinion, have harmed a lot of people. And a lot of people don't understand it. A lot of young people like yourself are committing suicide and things of that nature, finding that they don't have any hope or things like that. You know, so I just wanted to talk to you about the mental health. When I'm talking about mental health, Nevamind, that includes emotional, psychological, and also social well-being. So I think for a lot of us, our social well-being is being thrown all around in mass confusion, especially with the COVID-19. So what do you think as a 17-year-old, like you said, you know, you're more of a homebody and all of that stuff, but talk to me about what you know about mental health through your friends and just different stuff you're seeing right now and the pressure of where we are right now.
Yeah, I think COVID-19 really pulled out a lot of the inner, you know, mental health issues that we had. And I feel like if everybody had a person, you know, lean on and had a person to talk to that truly loved them and stuff like that, that it not, you know, cured the mental health, but it helped a lot. You know, because people are always going to need somebody and stuff, things like that. So I feel like with COVID-19, that person that should be there should really be there. You know what I'm saying? And the experiences we go through, we got to really work through them as a whole. More hotline or even more medicines, or you know what I'm saying, more therapy. So it can be not cured because it's never going to go away, but it can be helped and it can be prevented. Suicide can be prevented, and I feel like COVID-19, you know, did bring that out.
Yeah, because it just seems like with the COVID-19, that's like a life trauma. You know what I mean? Especially
Mhm.
since we don't know what it looks like. We don't know who got it. And some people who got it, they could be right next to somebody else and they don't get it. So the mental health thing, because I know when I go in the store now, I'm so interested in just worried about who's not wearing their mask that I find myself just getting angst, and looking around just saying like, man, I hope I don't got to check anybody in this store about wearing a mask or just being considerate of other people. And also when we're talking about mental health, it's not just about, the social well-being. Of course, it is something that you can be born with. You know what I'm saying? Of course. So certain things can't be taken out of the equation, but specifically for how are you keeping yourself sane besides your music? So when you're not doing your music, what are you doing to keep Nevermind really calm and really cool mentally?
Well, when I'm doing music, I play football, so football really keeps me, you know, they keep me out the house, I guess. I like playing video
Uh-huh.
games and things like that. So mostly, working out and video games, something besides music, that'll really help me, keep me sane and keep me leveled, and what I'm saying, keep me from not being bored, I guess, every day. So I think that's something that
Yeah.
all these mental health, I don't want to say victims, but uh, all these people with mental health should do is
Mhm.
that keeps you busy. Find something that you like that keeps you busy. Use music or football, softball, something like that.
Mhm.
That can keep you from those thoughts and keep you happy.
Yeah, definitely. You got to try and stay positive despite it all. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? Right now, for sure. But I just want to say, like, how is it to be 17? It's summertime. I see you got your window right there,
Yeah,
and knowing that, have you been to any parties at all? Are you
actually,
following all the rules?
I'm
Huh?
going to one tonight. So
Oh my goodness. Are you gonna have your mask on?
yes, I will. I will.
But it's the thing is like my opinion is when I go to the party or if I go to a party with the mask on, the more you get comfortable, you start seeing your friends, everybody's talking this, that, and the other. Next thing you know, the mask is just hanging on one ear, just looking cool, dangling. And then before you know it, where is my mask? It's kind of hard to be comfortable and be aware at the same time. So how you gonna handle that tonight?
I'm going to keep my mask on. I'm going to keep my mask on.
All right. So are you gonna play police officer? Who don't got their mask? Who has their mask?
I'm not gonna be like that. I'm just make sure I keep my distance and keep my mask on. Make sure I'm not touching anything after anybody or anything like that. Just staying safe.
Right. Now let me ask you this. Have any of your friends like this year was graduating from high school? And of course, there was no graduation or nothing like that. I'm sure that that had to contribute with a lot of mental issues with that because who doesn't want to celebrate their graduation?
Yeah.
So tell me what some of your friends thought about that. Did you graduate this year?
No, I'm graduating this year. 2021.
2021.
Yeah.
Okay. But tell me how you would feel if you couldn't walk, if you just had to be in your spot right now via Zoom, like, congratulations. I
Yeah,
mean, how would that feel?
I always like ever since school started. I've always dreamed of finally getting out of school, finally walking on that stage,
Yeah.
backflip off the stage, and hugging my mom and dad and everything like that off the stage. And now that we got to do it virtually. It's like it's kind of underwhelming. It's really a letdown. Um, you know,
Yeah.
it's bigger than what you think with prom and all that and all these life all these memories that you have for life, you know, is just distorted by, you know, COVID, and you know, it really sucks.
Yeah, it does. It really does. And you know what? We are going to close this thing on the grill saying that everybody, especially you young people out there, be aware of mental health, be respectful of other people, open up your mind so that you can understand what other people are going through, and keep yourself extremely cool. And do like my man Nevamind and be a homebody right now and stay on lockdown. And another thing, we got to just make sure we check on each other and make sure each other's cool. Sound like a plan, Nevamind?
Yes,
All right, let's
yes, it
go
does.
for it. Take it off the grill. We torched that. We burnt it. It's over with. But yeah, man, it's crazy. Let's get back to the questions, though. So, how are you preparing yourself to be competitive in this thing called hip hop?
Like I said before, learning. Knowledge truly is power. You know, and the more I learn, you know, the more I progress. So I'm doing things on social media every day to, you know, engage with more people. I'm doing things with like Spotify and SoundCloud. Just really reaching out, connecting. That's how I'm staying competitive, just by staying one foot ahead and like learning what, you know, how things work, how does Instagram work, how does your post get seen by, you know, more people, how does hashtags work, how does, you know, the curated playlist work on Spotify. Just learn technological things in this technological world, that'll really give me an edge over, you know, my other fellow artists when it comes to, you know, making music and stuff. So it's really, you know, just learning and learning and putting it in use.
Yeah, yeah. And the learning never stops, as you know, Nevamind. You get better and better and better as you go on your craft. And you're absolutely right. If you're not on top of technology, unfortunately, you're going to fall behind, because it seems like everything is about where you're landing on different things and how much you know about it to expand it. So that's a good thing. And also with being competitive, being mindful of new artists that are coming up, how they're doing on the charts and what they're doing to be there. You know, that's another thing that can really, really help you stay on it. Because right now you're like a student. You know what I mean? Take your notes, review your notes, and give yourself a test at the end of the week. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the way you're going to continue to grow and be competitive in the business. So, in your opinion, Nevamind, what is our relationship with getting put on? And when I mean put on, meaning getting recognition in regards to your music. How are you getting put on? Like, tell me, how'd you get on the show? Because we don't know each other before now, right? How did you get on Rappers in My Backyard? Nevamind.
I just, you know, I look for it. You know, I search and I do research. It's just, that's basically what it is. I do research and happen to find Rappers in My Backyard, and I pursued it from there. But, you know, I'm always looking for shows to do when everything clears up with COVID. If you want, you got to go look for it. And that's the thing I'm getting put on with. You know, if I want to do another interview right after this, I'm going to look for another interview. If I want to do a show in October, I'm going to look for a show to do in October. So it's like, with being put on, you got to want to be put on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's something like that. Yeah. Because it's not going to come to.
No, not at all. Not at all. Because like I said, when me and you had met each other over the phone after you had submitted, and you and I chatted, and I was asking you about why you would want to be put on the show and things like that, I really admired your tenacity, you know, and everything that I asked you for, you got it to me on time. You know, you on time today for the interview and so on and so forth. And that's just a heck of a thing to know at your age at 17, that, look, you got to be punctual. You got to reach out there and get the things that you want. And you got to be focused when you get the opportunity. And like I said, I must commend you you did all that. And that's why I'm just so happy to have you really as our first grill and chill guest, because I want to talk to more young people like you to put and help them be put on and help them recognize their true talents and what it is they want to do. But again, you got to do the work, you know. Yeah, so what other things are you doing as far as, are you reaching out to different producers as well?
Yes,
to get your music? Okay. So how are you doing that?
I'm just going through hashtags and, really just like doing my research to Twitter, Instagram, and Google and all that stuff. Just really reaching out to producers and promo and things like that, things that I need for my music. So also working with other artists from, different states. Like DMA, he's from Virginia, and, I just want to really work with other artists from different states to really expand, find different sounds and find different experiences with these artists.
Mm-hmm.
So,
right. And that's the way that you build that nice mix that you need in order for you to have a team. Now, do you got a squad out there in South Carolina? Like you got any of your friends rappers, just you?
Oh, yeah. I have lots of my friends are rappers. We got my friend Ivory and guys like Armin Black and Dex P and things like that. So, yeah, there's definitely some dope artists out here that, that I will call my friends. So, yeah.
Right. And so y'all are all coming together, helping each other to be better in your craft. Yeah. And you know what? I was saying that right now is an amazing time, since everybody's just, I don't want to say sitting at home, but since people are more or less stationary, you're able to reach out to them, start DMing them and just saying, hey, if you check this track out or check out my lyrics or whatever, that's working a lot too, because everybody's just really chilling right now, hopefully, and getting their mind ready for voting, I hope. And speaking of voting, man, what is up? Do you think the young people are going to come to the polls this year to vote?
I feel like from my perspective, when I was younger, I couldn't wait to vote. I couldn't wait to, because, elementary school, middle school, all the teachers had you hyped up to, go to the polls and vote for Obama, vote for Mitt Romney, vote for Trump.
Right.
Vote, but now, me personally, I don't think I want to vote. It's just it's too much and things like that. I can still change my mind about it, but I don't know. It's just too much for me right now. I still got to do a lot of research on the candidates and things like that. But that's a big decision. It's a big role. The people I really want to vote for are the people who's making the laws. The president has no control over what goes down in the laws. He just signs off on it. So once a poll opens up for Supreme Court or that legislative branch, that's when I'll probably go to the polls to vote, because that's what really matters, is the laws that's being in place right now. So yeah.
Yeah. So what you need to do this year, Nevamind, is talk to your friends about the same thing, because I understand the way you feel, you know what I mean? Because we've always had to struggle to try to get our people to vote and believe in voting, because the system is so imbalanced. But we have to vote, especially for, like you said, the different offices, like the mayor of your city and the different legislators, the head of whoever is making those decisions that affect your city. So I need you to get on the front line this year and talk to your friends who are old enough to vote to get to the polls. And maybe you could do the research for them and say, look, right now, man, we got A, this here, because I've been doing the research, or we got B, this here. Because like I said, we all need to be stomping together to get this vote right this year, because we can't do this. We cannot do this for another 4 years. This is definitely the have and have not. So we definitely want to get ourselves in the discussion a lot better. So can you give me a solid on that? Or you going to go out there and just tell, look, man, like I can't vote yet, man, but when I get the opportunity, I'm going to get out there and vote because it affects everything. It really and truly does. And if we don't vote and participate in the system that was designed to run this world, guess what? How can we really be a part of it? You know what I'm saying? So please. And then can you volunteer at the polls? Because generally what they do is have the senior citizens who aren't working and stuff like that. They usually volunteer at the polls. But of course, with the COVID this year, and that being a disease or a pandemic that has really taken a lot of our senior citizens out, we'll need young people to volunteer to be there, you know? So even though you can't vote this year, you know, you can get involved that way and learn it from that particular standpoint. We need you, Nevamind. We need you, man. So, you know, really get out there on the front line. And also, I want to ask you, what does the hip hop scene look like in South Carolina? I know you had mentioned at the beginning of our conversation about someone that passed. Tell me a little bit, what's his name again? And say it again, I can't hear you.
Speaker Knockers.
Speaker Knockers.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So when did he pass?
He passed around, I want to say 2012, 2011 or something like that.
Okay.
His music and what he, you know, how he sounded was, he really had this time because it really sounds like what we listen to today. And, you know, unfortunately he passed, but he was really ahead of his time. Really ahead of his time. So I feel like with, you know, my style, taking what, you know, a little bit of what he had and, you know, everything that I've learned and gathered, that's what I really implement into my music. And in South Carolina's hip hop scene, it's not really a hip hop scene.
Okay.
The music scene is really big. We got a lot of pop artists and rock artists, and you know, you can find people that sound really different, like Armin Black and Ivory. Those are two especially really do, you know, you can't really find their sound anywhere else. So yeah, our hip hop scene, but our music scene is really you can find a diamond in the rough here, really.
That's good. That's good. Well, you could be the one to bring the hip hop scene to South Carolina and really just get everybody motivated in your crew, and then y'all can just rep South Carolina and move forward. You know what I'm saying? And get put on for real. You know what I'm saying? Get that wreck for real, you know? And you know what, you being 17, man, I mean, I'm just blown away at your maturity level, you know, and the way that you carry yourself. So I got to ask you, man, where do you see yourself in 4 years?
I see myself at the top. I see myself at the top doing shows, maybe a tour or two. At least I'll say one platinum album.
Okay.
You know, just really at the top and really, you know, putting on for my city and putting on for where I come from. I feel like it's a really big part of what I do with this music. So that's where I see myself in 4 years.
You broke up a little bit. Say that last part for me.
I said that's really what I want to do with my music in these next 4 years, is really put my city on and really bring up SC.
Right. So you said you want to be at the top. What does the top mean? The top of what?
The top of the billboards, the top of everything. Just, you know, really have that recognition and really have, oh, that's Nevamind. You know, have a platinum album and things like that. And just where everybody knows me, you know, typical fame, I guess you would call it, but
right.
You know, just have that recognition in the music industry.
Right. And also being the top of great health, great prosperity, and being humble, because it looks good on you. You know, humbleness always looks good on you. And just make sure that you stay focused, you know what I mean, and have the same great demeanor you have now, because the demeanor that you have now is a welcoming spirit. You know what I'm saying? Nevamind. And you're able to take in information, and from that information, take the tools that's going to work best for you. You know what I mean? And 4 years from now, you're going to be at the top of your game. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be calling you like, Nevamind, can you put me on? You know what I'm saying? With you, and help me go ahead and go to the next part of what I would be doing in 4 years, you know, and that's why it means so much to me to be able to talk to you and young people like you, because you're the future, you know, and you matter, you know what I mean? You a young king, you know, and like I told you when we talked all the time, I said, man, you a young king. We got to help our young kings. And like I said, anytime you need me, man, you know, pick up, DM me or whatever, you know, and I'm going to continue to build and help you too. You know, you got a friend in LA, baby. You know what I'm saying? And we going to make sure Nevamind gets it going, you know. And lastly, how can we follow your movement? Tell us all the places we can find Nevamind.
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Nevamind803. My Spotify, Apple Music, and SoundCloud, all that is just Nevamind. You can follow me. You can add me on Snapchat if you want at Trap Killin' Trap Killin.
Trap Killin' Trap, huh? Wow, I like that. That's pretty hot. Trap Killin' Trap. All right. That is cool. All right, so I'm gonna do the quote because, like I said at the beginning of it, that quote laid a great foundation for our conversation today. So let's run it back. Attract what you expect. Reflect what you desire. Become what you respect. Mirror what you admire. Sound like a plan? Sound like a plan, Nevamind? All of those things, you know? Did I lose you? Can you hear me? Oh, okay, cool. Well, like I said, Nevamind, thanks so much for chilling with us, man. And thanks so much to our audience for chilling with us today. Thanks for tuning in to Rappers in My Backyard, the podcast that stays lit. And make sure that you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that bell. That's how you're going to be able to see exciting artists who come to grill and chill like Nevamind did today. And also check out our website at www.rappersatmybackyard.com and sign up for a newsletter so you can be down with the podcast that stays lit. And thanks again to our special guest, the exciting young king and giant to be, Nevamind. I love you, Nevamind, man. And we'll be talking soon. All right. Love you, man. Take care of yourself. And always good seeing you. All right. All right. So, guys, let's talk, express, relate, connect next Sunday at 2 p.m. Thank you guys so much again. We love you, and stay with the podcast that stays lit. Mwah. Love you guys.
We rap about relationships, entertainment, and music. You heard?